Oh. That's Here's why you have to spar in Muay Thai. So regardless of how much time you have in or how good you are, how good you think you are, the idea is working with focus mitts, working with Thai pads, or working with big heavy bags, anything like that, that's all great strike maintenance. But what it's not really giving you, unless you have a really, really good coach that has years of practice working with Thai pads or focus mitts, it's not giving you the timing. I can show you how to execute a technique, but when to execute a technique can be so much more important. Here's a quick example. If Jen throws a cross punch at me and I get tagged in the face like that, that may have not been the best time for me to drop my lead hand. So there may be an application or a time where that is the correct movement. Maybe a simpler way to put that is I can know the right thing to do, but if I do it at the wrong time, it's gonna feel like the wrong thing to do. So the point of this being is that if she throws a jab at me and I'm trying to learn how to slip better and learn how to fade better or learn how to counter off that a little bit better, I'm not gonna really get that timing outside of doing a little bit of sparring. Again, it doesn't really need to be hardcore. She doesn't need to be hitting me hard and fast. I need to build the skill from absolutely nothing. So if you don't know how to spar, you don't know how to put this stuff together, start slower than you think. At this gym here, we call it matrix fighting. So for example, my partner's just gonna be throwing at me. I'm just trying to move. This could be very first level, me just practicing maybe some of my counters. And then maybe my coach is telling me, hey, I want you to try to add one offensive thing every time I throw. So here's what I mean. She throws a jab, maybe I slipped, but I didn't do anything to stop her from hitting me again. I want her to pay attacks every time she throws a strike. So for example, if she throws that jab, pop, and I come back and I counter, now I'm practicing evasive head movement and throwing something offensive at the same time. So when I'm doing this kind of sparring, I'm working my range. So for example, if she's holding pads for me like this, oftentimes we get into the habit of, say, jab, cross, hook. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. My pad holder extended that hook for me. What's the problem with that? Well, if I'm here and I'm actually sparring a human being, I may be able to touch her with my jab, I may be able to touch her with my cross, but unlikely, she's not gonna flow in like this and allow me to land that hook. So, and I've been guilty of this myself. You're in a class, you're holding pads for people and you're going, okay guys, let's throw a billion jab, cross, hook. 1, 2, 3. Great, good warm up. But I'm never gonna land that on a moving, resisting opponent. So when I start sparring with people, I get that distancing, I get that timing, and I get a little bit of immediate feedback if I do something wrong. And that's probably more important than all. So make sure you have a good partner to spar with, someone that understands the level that you're at and is trying to push you a little bit. And then over time, that can start increasing. Thanks, Jen.